Hi, my name's Denise McCabe and it's Friday, so it's card and a cuppa time. So let me find you over on my Facebook page. It won't be a moment. Okay, let's see what we've got going on here. Because I am having a few internet issues. I've had to hotspot to my phone. I know, it looks like I'm there. There we go. Yep, no, it looks like I'm live. So that's good. As I said, our internet is running very slow today, so I don't know why, so I've had to hotspot to my phone. So fingers crossed that this will work. Okay, so today I'm going to play with the Decorative Borders stamp set. So I'm playing with the Decorative Borders stamp set and a few other products as well. So let me put, no, I don't have to put my phone up into the holder. I'll just flip over to my craft desk and see how we go with this internet. Okay, that seems to be okay. So let me just, there's a delay with my screen. Okay, that works. So what I'm going to do is put my OBS over my Facebook. And then I can see comments, but I won't have that delay. Okay. So, as I said, we're going to have a play with the Decorative Borders stamp set. It's a really beautiful stamp set. It's a standalone stamp set. It doesn't have matching dies. And it's a photopolymer stamp set. It's $41 in the mini January to April mini catalogue. And with photopolymer stamp sets, if you use them with like the darker inks, particularly red inks, they do stain, but that doesn't stop them from working. They just stain. So that's quite normal. Okay, so this is one of the cards that I've made using this. And I thought I'd just show you a masking technique to get that circle. It's really simple and it's a really good one for beginner crafters. Especially now we've got big punches back, the 2-inch circle punch. I actually used a die, but I'm just thinking, no, this is about 2 3/4. But you could use the 2-inch circle punch that's come back into onto the online store. So that's one I played with, and this sentiments from Inspired Thoughts, which is in the annual catalogue. It's got some really nice sentiments, ones that you don't sort of use very often. This is another one I played with, and I'll just put my phone onto silent. Oh no, I've already done that. Another one I played with, and I ran it through an embossing folder, and I ran that through the Pretty Flowers embossing folder. And then this was just another one that I played with as well. This one's Stamps, Ink and Paper. That's all that one is. And that is this month's Stamping Up Challenge, is Stamps, Ink and Paper. And it can be any kind of card. Birthday, thank you, thinking of you. This one's got bling and an embossing folder on it. And this one's got bling. But took the bling off that would be just Stamps, Ink and Paper. And it'd be the Simple Stamping Challenge mat. But that one's definitely simple stamping. And how pretty is it? Such a pretty stamp set. So what I thought we'd do is recreate these two cards. So this one I use Flirty Flamingo and this one I use Calypso Coral. But I thought I'd use it with one of the retiring in colours, the Fresh Freesia, because that's such a pretty purple colour, and we have to say goodbye to it very soon. So let me put that over there. So what I've done is I've made myself a stencil. So I've just put my layering circle die onto this piece of white cardstock, cut it out, and I've made it just a fraction smaller so I can tape it to the piece of cardstock that I want to stencil onto. So I'm just going to put it up. No, I didn't make it a fraction smaller, I did it on the other one. Silly me. Okay, so I'll just tape that down and I shall get my blending brush and my fresh freezer, and I might put a piece of paper underneath so I don't dirty up my grid sheet too much actually. So now I'm going to have to reposition that all over again, but that's okay. So I shall put that there, put my stencil over the top that I've made. There we go. And now I shall ink up my brush and just go round and round and round with my blending brushes. The big blending brushes are in the annual catalogue, but in the mini catalogue there are little mini blending brushes, and they're really cute and super useful as well. So I'm just applying ink onto my blending brush and then blending it over the mask. Like so. If you want it darker around one area, you can do that. There's no right or wrong. So I shall pop that away. I shall pull my mask off. And then you have beautifully masked circle that's got some ink blending, and I have gone a little bit lighter over here on purpose, just so there's sort of some blending shading. So I can put that aside and I can reuse that on other cards. Okay, so now I'm going to get my decorative border stamp that I want to use. I think I've got to use that block. I'm pretty sure I have to use that block. Pop that on there. And you don't have to, but if you do have a paper piercing mat, they do recommend it with the photopolymer stamps, just so there's some cushioning. Because on red rubber, let's find red rubber stamp. Here we go. On red rubber stamp, you have this foam. And so that's the cushioning. So that's why they recommend the paper piercing mat when you use photopolymer stamps. So with my black memento, I'm just going to ink my stamp up. And I'm going to turn it over. And I'm just probably going to turn it around a little bit, because I want to get it about there. And I'm just going to press down. And that's the end result with that. So now I'll get rid of my piercing mat and I'll get rid of my, now I'm just going to bring my blend in. So I'm just going to do a little bit of colouring. It shouldn't take too long. I do like my old olives. Don't know about you, but that is a colour I don't want retiring. That would be sad. And I'm going to go a fraction darker. I'm going to go rich raspberry for the flowers, a fraction darker than the fresh freesia. Now, if you do like any of the in colours that are on their way out, it's best to get them, the re-inkers for them, and stock up on the cardstock if you really love all those colours now, before the last chance products list come out, or the retirement list. It's best to do it now. So I'm just going to do that match, and then I'll get my light old olive and just blend that together a little bit. So the in colours, when the retirement list comes out, the in colours anything to do with the in colours are the first things to sell out. So if you like any of the retiring in colours, which is Fresh Freesia, Pale Papaya, Polished Pink, Soft Succulent and Evening Evergreen, order those colours now while you can to avoid disappointment. I'll be sad to see Evening Evergreen and Soft Succulent go, because they're a couple of my favourites. And that just looks a little bit different because it's over the Fresh Freesia ink, but it's okay, it's coloured quite well. So I'm just using the dark old olive here for the base of my leaves, or the bottom of my leaves. And then light old olive to come in and blend the two together so that there's shading, a gradient of the shading. Does that make sense? I hope so. So it's a bit boring watching me colour, but there's not a lot to colour on these ones, so that's why I chose this set. I think that's all the leaves. Just have a sip of water. I didn't get my cuppa, I forgot. Okay, so now we want dark rich razzleberry. I'm just going to grab a scrap of cardstock and double check and see if it's too dark. Oh, that tip's all gone to God. No, that's not too dark. That's probably going to be quite good. Or should I go back Blackberry Bliss? I wonder if there is a blend for Blackberry Bliss. There is. Let me have a look. I've got my little doggy in my craft room today. Yes, I will go Blackberry Bliss because I think it's a little bit better. She's just asleep on her pillows on her bed in my craft room. She's enjoying her mum being home today. I've been running around like an idiot the last few days, so I'm at home running around like an idiot today. Okay, so that tip's a bit iffy, so I may have, yeah, I'm going to have to go to goodness, haven't had that happen before. Okay, that's better. Okay, so this is the light Blackberry Bliss. So I've just gone a fraction darker than the Fresh Freesia just to complement it. So when I use the blends, I just use little circular motions to colour in with, but you know, there's no right or wrong with how you colour. And the blends are an item that you will have to replace, not regularly, but they're not meant to last forever, especially when you use them for classes. Some people are very heavy-handed and ruin the tips, but if you're using them just for your own use, then your blends will last a lot longer. So I'm just going over this to blend in that dark one. My dark Blackberry Bliss out again. And put that up there. If I'd used Fresh Freesia, it wouldn't have stood out on the shaded circle. That's why I've gone with a darker purple colour, purple tone. There we go. Nearly done. that's done. Just double checking. Now, I just used the black Memento ink there, but I think I will use Blackberry Bliss for my sentiment. And I've just got to choose my sentiment. Thinking of You on Your Special Day was the one I used there. I don't want to do sympathy card. I don't like sympathy cards. Sending healing thoughts your way. You know what? I think I'll just go back with Thinking of You on Your Special Day, because that can mean anything. Yeah. It can mean your birthday. It can mean graduation. Anything. So I shall get my... I'm going to have a little practice on this scrap of paper. Perfect. Okay, so I'm just going to put this down here. Beautiful. And I'll just clean those off while I've got a minute. So I don't want to put them down. Did I clean this one? Let's clean it as well. I don't want to put anything from a card. When I'm using white card stock as a card base as well, I do not want to put anything down on top of an ink. Okay, so let's get our card base in. So this is my Fresh Freesia layer. So I'm not doing any dimensionals. It's just very simple stamping to show how you can make beautiful cards with stamps, ink and paper, and maybe a bit of colouring. Okay, so that goes onto my Fresh Freesia, one of the retiring in colours. Carefully. That's why this bling is placed where it is, because I had some ink on my finger when I attached it to the card base. And of course I got it on my finished card front, and I thought, but bling always saves the day. Okay, so this is thick basic white. I'm just going to attach that to there. A little bit cooler. We've had a really hot week here. Monday was just ridiculous, like 38 degrees. That's just ridiculous for March. Not happy. But it has gotten a bit cooler as the weeks progressed, so it's still hot. Now I am looking, this is what I'm looking for, because I haven't put that on straight, so I just want to move it. There we go. And I'm going to get my Iridescent Pastel Gems that are with the Fancy Flora suite of products, and I'm going to use one of the clear ones. I might put it down here. Another one there. Oh, I don't have another little one. Yes, I do, because I've got another pack. Ha ha ha. All is well. So I shall use one of the little ones from this pack. Maybe just there. So that's a finished card. That was quite simple. And you could go ahead, I haven't yet, but you could go ahead and put one of the other border dies in here. In fact, let's do that with the Fresh Freesia one. I shall get this one. This one's perfect for decorating an envelope or the inside of a card. Okay, so say hi if you're watching. Everybody must be out and about today. But that's okay. I know that feeling. So that's the inside decorated with another one of the border die, the decorative border stamps. So that's my card. That was a really simple one, just a little bit of colouring, but that's a really cool way of changing up. I'm trying to find my mask. Oh, here it is. Changing up your cards if you want to. It's like a faux layer by masking off your card and blending some blending brush ink over it. It's like a faux layer, and it's really nice way of getting a different effect on your card. So I'm dropping things here, so let me just pick those up. Okay, so that's card number 1. That one was using Flirty Flamingo. I think I like this one better. And that was Pool Party. So let's just clean this off and we'll make one more card quickly. I don't want to go too long because I don't want... No, I've got time to make another card, so that's good. Okay, I'll put that one away. So it's a really nice stamp set. If you want something that's really effective, a card that looks really effective and really lovely, these decorative bordered stamps are just beautiful. I'm going to use this one next. Okay, so I don't need that. Okay, and this is the card we're going to make next, so let's just put that there. So we've got the same supplies, just an A5 card base, and I've used thick basic white on both of the cards. This piece of fresh freesia is 10 centimeters by 14.3 or 14.4, and then this piece of white is 9.5 centimeters by 13.9. So same supplies for both cards. So this one, we're going to get this beautiful this beautiful corner stamp. So once again, a little bit of colouring, but not a lot. So I'm just going to get my black memento, ink my stamp up, get my paper piercing mat back in again, and down in the corner. There we go. And at the same time, where can I put that so I don't get into trouble with it? Well, I'm going to use this stamp from, actually I could use this, Wishes for a Beautiful Birthday. Let's do that one this time. And will that fit on there? It will. Now I might do that in Blackberry Bliss, because we will probably colour our flowers in Blackberry Bliss. Okay. So that is from Frame Florets, if I didn't say that. Sometimes I forget to say things. Okay. Get rid of that. Clean that off before I make a big mess. Okay. Now let's get a... No, you know what? We're going to... no, we will. I'm going to stick with the same colours, Blackberry Bliss and Old Olive. So dark Old Olive for the base of the leaves. Start with that. It's a bit hard sometimes to work out where a leaf is and what's a leaf and what's a flower. Okay, so that's my dark. Now I'm going to get my light Old Olive and come back in. Just tweak our leaves. And just blend it in so there's no sort of line. Okay. Just checking I haven't missed a leaf. Don't think I have. Okay, I'm going to get my Blackberry Bliss and go over. This is dark. I always start with dark and then I can blend with my lighter one. So I'll just do that. So I hope you've all been checking out the online exclusives on the online store. There's some beautiful products available and they won't ever be in any catalogue. So you do have to go to the online store, which you can find if you go via my stamping passion blogspot.com and click over on the March host code image or the Stamping Up image. That will take you to the online store. And there you can, it'll guide you perfectly where the online store products are, online exclusive products are, sorry. Just going to do a little bit here. Okay, well, I'll do that little one in the light. But I will bring them a dark back for this flower. Okay. Okay, I think that is all the flowers done. I might just put a little bit up into that very carefully. Okay, now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to run this through my cut emboss machine using the Pretty Flowers embossing folder. So I have stamped it, coloured it, and I'm going to pop it in here, and I'll be 2 seconds. Might be a minute. Okay. Here we are back, and that's what it looks like. So you can still quite easily read the sentiment, and the stamped and coloured flowers don't look terrible once it's been run through the embossing machine and the embossing folder. So it's just a little bit different. So I shall put my glue on the back here. That was a bit of a splodge, so that will ooze out the side. And I will get my fresh freezer, matting piece, and just center it on your matting piece like normal. So these are really quite simple cards. I mean, if you don't have an embossing machine, you can't do the embossing, but you can stamp and colour and still get a gorgeous card. And if you don't have dies because you don't have a embossing machine, die cutting machine, we've got the new well, it's not new, it's a returning favorite, the big 2-inch circle punch that you could make a mask with to get this effect. Okay, and once again, you know what, I think I will do the brushed brass butterflies for this one, just for a little bit different. So I'll get one of the big ones, and I'm just going to sort of put it in one of these recessed parts of the embossing folder, of the embossed cardstock, and then they're not sort of sitting up, jutting out, and 2 little ones. There we go. So there we have over here on the side a mess. But there we have our cards for today. I'll get rid of that so I can bring in this one. So I just had a bit of a play. I created a mask with a circle die to get these, and it's like a faux layer on your card. And then this one I've just stamped onto the cardstock, the white cardstock, coloured it in, stamped my sentiment, then ran it through the embossing folder, and it still looks just it doesn't detract from the stamped sentiment or the stamped image. It just gives you another textured layer. So I hope you enjoyed that. I had fun just playing around with those, and that was mainly focusing on the decorative border stamp set that's in the mini catalogue. So have a look in the mini catalogue, see if you like that one. It's a beautiful one to work with. It's photopolymer, so it's clear, you can see through and see what you're doing, and it's a really good one. If you'd like to order anything with me, this is my March host code. Go to my stampingpassionblogspot.com. Over on the right hand side you'll see an image that says March host code. Click on that, it takes you straight to the online store. But that's my card and a cuppa for today. I hope you liked it, and I shall see you on Monday for my Makeup Monday. That's a YouTube video that I record, so I will see you then. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.